What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. Well, today's video is a follow-up video to the Ecoflow Stream system that I've been using over the past 9 months, I believe, maybe 10 months. I basically got the Ecoflow Stream system back in the summer last year. Now, what is the Ecoflow Stream? For those of you that have no idea what this is basically a plug-and-play solar system for your home. You don't need an electrician, you basically plug that into a power outlet, you connect the solar panels to one of those batteries, and that's it, you're ready to go. Now, I did make a couple of videos in the summer for the Ecoflow Stream system, so I will leave links to those videos in the video's description so you can check them out, because I feel that you will get a better understanding about this system if you watch those previous videos. Now, for full transparency, this video is indeed sponsored by Ecoflow. However, Ecoflow didn't tell me what I should say in this video. They just said, make a follow-up video about the system, talk about how you use the system now and your thoughts about the system. So Ecoflow has no idea what I'm about to say in this video, so there is that. Okay, so I got the Ecoflow Stream Solar System back in July last year. I'm actually gonna start recording the screen on my phone because I wanna show you what I'm talking about. So I'll do a screen recording and I'll have that on the screen. So at first I had the Ecoflow Stream Ultra, so that battery plus 4 solar panels. I believe those are 450 watt solar panels, and I also had an AC Pro. So the Ecoflow Stream Ultra has a capacity of 1.92 kilowatt hour and the AC Pro the same. So back in July, when I was testing the system, figuring out where I should install that, I basically generated about 44 kilowatt hour. Then in August, I did get the Ecoflow Stream Ultra X, so another battery and another AC Pro. And I had 8 solar panels. Unfortunately, out of the 8 solar panels, one got broken during transportation, so I only had 7 solar panels. But you can see that in August, the system actually generated about 304 kilowatt hour. So that month, for example, moving on to September, we generated 395 kilowatt hour. So these months, my electricity bill dropped by 70% because I was almost able to cover all the electricity that the house was using. Now, it really depended if I was charging my car those months or not, because I do have an electric car. So in September 2025, 395. Then in October, we generated 350 kilowatt hour. Then in November, obviously, winter is starting, so we are starting to generate less electricity. So we generated 276 kilowatt. December 249. January 221. So this is in the winter. So of course the days are much shorter. We are not generating as much power. But you can see here that with the 7 solar panels that I had and my 4 battery packs, I was able to save quite a bit on my electric bills. Now, currently we are using the system very differently. So let me stop this screen recording here. So now we are using the system very differently. I still use all the solar panels, the 7 solar panels from Ecoflow, so the 450 watt solar panels, but I added 5 more solar panels, and now I actually have an inverter installed as well and the battery pack from a different brand, but I'm still using the Ecoflow batteries to store all the electricity that I'm generating. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, why am I not using the Ecoflow Stream system as I've been using it all that time? Well, it is simple. I needed more solar panels. I needed to generate more power so I can basically charge my car from solar power. I didn't want to actually pay for electricity to charge my car. I also wanted to store more electricity because I don't want to send the electricity back to the grid. The plans available in this area where I am right now are not great. They basically charge you triple the price of a kilowatt compared to what they pay you for the electricity that you send back to the grid. So I didn't want to do that. So since I already had the Ecoflow Stream, so the 4 batteries here, I thought I can use those batteries to store electricity that I generate throughout the day and then use it at night. Now, with the Ecoflow Stream system, the system can output up to 1200 watts depending where you're located. In Europe, most European countries have somewhere between 600 to 800 watts. That is the max allowed for many countries in Europe. For example, in the UK, I know it's 800 watts. In Spain, it's also 800 watts. So the system can constantly output 800 watts. So if your house is using under 800 watts or 800 watts, all that power is going to come from your solar panels and the Ecoflow Stream. Very easy. Now, the way I have my new solar system installed, I can generate a lot more electricity because now I have more solar panels. Because with the Ecoflow Stream, you are limited to 4 solar panels per battery, basically. So the Ecoflow Stream Ultra can take 4 solar panels up to 2000 watts, if I remember correctly. And the Ecoflow Stream Ultra X, another 4 solar panels. So at some point, I did have 8 solar panels connected to the Ecoflow Stream system, but I needed more solar panels to generate more power. So let me do another screen recording here. So the way I'm using the system right now, so you can see that I'm currently generating about 4.1 kilowatts right now from the solar panels. It is almost 12 p.m. And what's happening with the electricity here, 2.8 kilowatts are actually going into my house. Why are they going into my house? Well, I'm actually charging the 4 Ecoflow Stream batteries. So you can see here I have the Stream Ultra, the Stream Ultra X, the 2 AC Pros as well. So these batteries are charging because if I would let all that power go into my other storage battery that's connected to the inverter, that would be full by 1 p.m. or something, and then the electricity would just be wasted. Well, this way, I'm actually saving all this electricity into the Ecoflow Stream batteries because now I have about, well, close to 10 kilowatt hour of capacity, and I can use this energy at night or whenever the sun is not out anymore. So instead of just sending the electricity back to the grid and get paid pennies basically for it, I'm storing it and using it as I need it. So I have a schedule set. Now, this is a more hands-on approach because it's not sunny every day. So of course I don't want to charge these batteries if I cannot generate enough power from the sun. So I am kind of doing a manual setup at the moment. There is an automation part here in the Ecoflow app that I'm gonna try, but I'm not sure if that will work that well. But for now, I am using the system like this because this is the easiest way for me. And since I'm home 99% of the time, it's very easy. I have this set on a schedule, but if I see that it's cloudy, I'm just gonna turn it off and then the Ecoflow Stream batteries don't charge. Okay, so back to the Ecoflow app here. I'm gonna start recording the screen once again. So here you can see the power that I'm using from the grid. Well, the system doesn't know that I'm actually taking that power from the solar panels because obviously the solar panels are connected to that inverter that's not connected to the system. But basically my 4 Ecoflow Stream batteries are charging at 2.28 kilowatts. I can actually increase that, but for now, because it's not quite summer yet, I'm gonna leave it at that charging power. But later on, as the days become longer and I generate more power, I will be increasing that. So if we click right here, you can actually see the schedule that I have set. So this, as I said, I can modify on the go. So because if I would be to charge the car, that takes a lot of power. So I wouldn't have enough electricity to charge the Ecoflow Stream batteries for that particular day when I would be charging the car. So I do set my own schedule based on what is happening in the house. And I also have a custom discharging mode. So that gets activated once it stops charging, and basically it outputs 500 watts to the house grid, because I've noticed that my house uses somewhere between 5 to 600 watts constantly just to run. So the internet, the floor heating. So without doing anything, my house constantly uses about 5 to 600 watts without doing anything, in the winter anyways, because in the summer it's a bit different. So that's the way I actually use the Ecoflow Stream system right now. I know that a lot of places in the world have different plans, different electricity tariffs at night, for example. So another way you could actually use the Ecoflow Stream would be to charge those batteries whenever the electricity is super cheap, which is typically at night, and then have them discharged throughout the day when the electricity is expensive. As I mentioned earlier, I am using the Ecoflow solar panels. Those are the first 7 solar panels that you see installed on my carport there, and the other 5 are from another brand. I do have the broken Ecoflow solar panels still. I am very sad that it got broken during transportation, but it is what it is. And then the actual batteries, I have them spread throughout the house. So the Ecoflow Stream Ultra X, that one has a capacity of 3.84 kilowatt hour, if I remember right. I have that one installed outside. So these can actually stay outside. They can be wet, it can rain on them. Personally, where I have this set up, it doesn't really rain on it. Maybe if the wind kind of blows the rain on it, but most of the time it's fine. I don't think it gets that much sun. It gets sun late in the day when the sun is not that hot, so it can stay out there forever. Initially, I had the other Ultra connected to it, but now the other Ultra is actually sitting in a storage room behind the house. It's basically behind some bikes there. But basically all I needed to do is be plugged into the house's electrical system and charge and discharge as I want it. The AC Pros, I have one of them in the dining room. I actually have a robot vacuum connected to it. I like that setup because I can actually power on or off those AC plugs that we have on the AC Pro there. So I can just remotely turn on and off my robot vacuum so it doesn't stay on all the time, mostly because that's where I keep the vacuum that's designed for North America, and here we use 220 volts versus 110, so I don't want to keep that transformer on at all times. So that's how I actually use that. And the other AC Pro, I have it installed by the TV. Now, if you have a system kind of like I do, you don't exactly need the Ultra and the Ultra X. You can just get some AC Pros, for example, for your home, and you can just store electricity in those batteries and then just discharge them later in the day when there is no sun, so when you're not generating any sun. So it really depends how you wanna use the system. It can be used in any way that you can think of. This is the best way in my situation because I have all this excess electricity that I'm making. But again, maybe that's not the case for everyone. So as a quick example, if you live in a smaller apartment and you don't have much space, you can start with an AC or an AC Pro or even an Ultra just to try it out and see how it works for you. The best thing about the Ecoflow Stream is the fact that it's expandable. You can always start small and upgrade later, so you don't actually have to buy everything at once. You can just buy one battery now and one in like 6 months from now, and they will work together. If you need more power, you can add multiple Ultras or Ultra X units. Basically, you get what fits your needs. As always, there will be some links in the video's description and whatever discount codes are available. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.